Papa P here. Today I'm going to make a Sicilian style pizza that comes from an old family recipe. My dad had a pizza joint out in New York back in the 80s, and this was a very popular pizza. I'm going to share that recipe with you all today. Enjoy. Okay, these are our ingredients to make the dough. I'm going to use bottled water to make the dough. The reason is because I'm in Texas and sometimes the water has a funny taste to it, and believe it or not, it does affect the taste or the outcome of the dough. I've got my sugar, salt, some dried yeast, extra virgin olive oil, and I like to use King Arthur for my dough. It's probably one of the better flours out there to make pizza dough. All right, let's get started. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and heat up the water, get it to about 95 to 100 degrees, and then I'm going to pour it into the bowl. Okay, I went ahead and heated up the water to about 90 degrees just to get it lukewarm. This is 2 cups of water. And we're going to make, of course, the Sicilian pizza, but this recipe is also good for 2 of the New York style round pizzas, 18-inch in size. It's also good for garlic rolls, stromboli, calzones, which I will show you on future videos. I'm going to go ahead and add the dry yeast. This is 3/4 of an ounce, which is the whole packet, and we're just going to let it set in there in the bowl for about 2 minutes, and then we'll mix it around. Okay, the yeast is ready to be mixed around. We're going to go and let that spin for about a minute, get that yeast all incorporated in that water. And then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of the sugar. This is going to go ahead and activate the yeast. Then after the sugar is dissolved, we're going to go ahead and add the 2 tablespoons of salt and let that dissolve. And then we'll add the 2 teaspoons of olive oil and mix that around a bit, and then turn off the machine and add 6 cups of flour. And then we'll let that mix around. All right, the dough ball has formed. That's been spinning around for about 15 minutes now. I'm just going to go ahead and let it spin for about a minute more, and then we're good to go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of oil to the bottom, so this way it doesn't stick to the bowl. Just turn it on, give it a couple of rotations, and that's about it. So we're going to go ahead and cover it up and let it rest for about 20 minutes. Okay, so it's been resting for about 20 minutes. Go ahead and split this up. Go ahead and ball that up. Just tuck, roll and tuck, and then take the back and just squeeze it all together. Same with the second dough. Okay. See, closed off in the back. Now you can make 2 probably 18-inch pizzas with these doughs, 16 or 18, and one Sicilian pizza. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the pan. I'm going to oil it up a bit so this way the dough doesn't stick. Take the top portion, roll it around. Good. Same here. Bam. There you have it. We're going to go ahead and cover it up. Let it stay out for another 20 to 30 minutes. Let it rise a little more. Then I'm going to put it in the refrigerator, and this will be ready for tomorrow. Okay, dough is ready. It was proofing overnight in the refrigerator. Now I'm going to go ahead and heat up this oven to about 120 degrees. And then I'm going to turn it off. So this way I have a good heat resource for my Sicilian pizza to rise in the oven once I get it in the pan here. Okay, now I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of olive oil to the pan here. I'm going to kind of smear it around with this plastic wrap. It works really well. You don't have to get your hands all messy. There we go. Okay, dough is ready. I'm gonna go ahead and stretch this out a little bit. It's really difficult to stretch dough into a pan that size right off the bat. So what we want to do is press this together really, really well. And then we're going to put it back into the pan. And then I'm going to place it in my oven. I turned it off. You don't want to keep that on because you will definitely ruin this dough by cooking it. So we're going to go ahead. Got it inside the pan. And now I'm going to go ahead and put it in the oven. All right, let's get this pizza sauce knocked out. This is crushed tomato. I like to use those imported tomato. Going to pour the whole 28-ounce can into a bowl. I'm going to go ahead and put a teaspoon of sugar, teaspoon of granulated garlic, a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and a teaspoon of salt. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and put a teaspoon of dried basil leaves in there. Just about a tablespoon of olive oil. And give that a mix. All right, we'll go ahead and put this in the refrigerator and let it chill for at least 30 minutes. Okay, the dough is ready to be stretched into the pan. It's been rising for about an hour. It makes it just so much easier to make this whole piece of dough fit into the pan. So you want to be real gentle with it. You don't want to press too hard. Go ahead and make sure that pie is even. Make a little crust right here, because that little crust is going to become pretty thick once it's risen a little more and cooked. Okay, I went ahead and stretched this pie out, and then I added some watered down tomato sauce. That's to keep the top nice and moist. You don't want it to get dried out while it's going through the rising or proofing process. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back into the oven. Of course, with the oven off, and let it rise for another 45 minutes to 1 hour. Okay, now pay attention. This is the secret ingredient for the Sicilian pizza. This is what sets our Sicilian pizza apart from the rest. You got to get about a 1/2 cup of diced onion. Dice it really nice and fine as you can get it. Okay, that's about a 1/2 cup right there. Put that in the pot there. Turn on the heat, medium. Throw about a 1/4 cup of olive oil. and let that fry up. Go ahead and add a little bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper. And now, most of you are not going to be very happy with this, but I put a couple of pieces of anchovy into the onions there. Okay, onions are cooked, and there's not a sign of an anchovy in that pan there. It's all dissolved into the oil. All right, we're just going to set this aside until we're ready to make the Sicilian. Okay, the crust has been rising for about an hour now. 2 hours total. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven. I went ahead and preheated it to 450 degrees. And we're going to go ahead and put this on the middle rack for 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes have gone by. Let's pull this out. All right. I'm going to check the bottom. I want to make sure that it's golden brown. It's halfway cooked, and yes, it is. The reason why I want to be sure it's a light golden brown is because we have to add the ingredients like the sauce and the cheese and whatever else you wanted to put on there and cook it again. So you want to make sure that it's not too dark where it's going to burn when you cook the second stage. Okay, let's go ahead and start putting the toppings on these pizzas. Start out with my tomato sauce. These ladles are about 4 ounces, so I'm going to put about 12 ounces total. That was 3 ladles. Go ahead and spread that around. Okay, sauce is on. Now we're going to put our onion mix. Mix that up a bit and evenly distribute the onions with the oil. Nice. Okay. Now for some oregano. Now we get the mozzarella. And this is a pound of shredded mozzarella. I went and got this from Jimmy's Italian Deli. It's a local deli out in Dallas. It's got excellent Italian delicacies, pastas, sauces, cheese. I mean, just an array of Italian types of foods. Mild Italian sausage. And then I'm also going to put on some bell peppers. I actually fry. Jerry Lee, my wife, loves Kalamata olives. There we go. Now it's ready for the oven. Okay, it's been 10 minutes. Looking good. Not quite ready yet. We're going to give it another 5 minutes. Okay, all done. Since the bottom was cooked, I went ahead and put the oven on broil so I can melt the cheese on top. Oh, look at that. Oh, I almost lost that one. Okay, there you have it. The Sicilian pizza. See the bottom? Cooked perfect golden brown.
Okay, time for the taste test. This is my son Dominic. Salud. What do you think there, son?
Good.
Pretty good. Bon appetit.